Okay, the recording started. Dear students, I welcome you in the lecture number 35, and in this lecture we are going to start the new chapter, which is quadratic equations. Quadratic equations, and we in this lecture we are also going to end this lesson. We are going to start and we are going to end this lesson. So it's a very simple chapter and very easy, but very important. Okay, it's a short than other chapter. It's a very short chapter than other chapters. It is very. It contains basically very fundamental concepts. So we will cover these things in one lecture. Okay. So let me start about the quadratic equation. First of all, what is quadratic equations and why we study quadratic equation? These questions are important to tell the students. Okay. So let me draw the line here for clarification. Sorry, where is the line? This is the line, and okay. So first of all, please dear students know about the meaning of quadratic equations. What is quadratic equation? This is the word quadratic, and there is another word which is equation. There are two words. Let me explain these words here. Okay, let me explain. Write down the words in this place. Quadratic equation. One is the quadratic, and other is the equation. Oh, sorry, it is a quadratic, and another word is the equation. There are two words basically. So quadratic basically, first of all, let me tell about the equation. We know about the equation. What is equation? Equation basically tells us about the it tells us it tells us that two expressions any two expression. So basically what is expression? 4 is expression, 4x is expression, 4x plus y is expression. These all are the expression, and equation tell us about the expression, that these are equal or not. Okay, let me write here. Tell us about the two expressions are equal. Okay, are equal. For example, what is expression? Let me write down the here expression. 4x plus y is expression is equals to 5. So this is your expression. And 5 is also expression. So let me write here 5. It is 5 and it is 4x plus y. So what is this? Basically there is a sign of equality in between them, and it tells us that these both things are equal. So this is called the equation. Equation will always contain the equality sign. Equation will always contain this sign. Okay, without this sign there is no equation. This sign is very important for the equation. Okay, so it contains this sign. It always holds the sign of equality. It always holds the sign of equality. This is basically the symbol or sign of equality. Sign of equality. Okay, sign of equality. We remember these things. Okay, now what is meant by quadratic? It's very easy. If you understand the equation, then quadratic is basically a special type of the equation. Quadratic means the power of 2. Just refer to the power of 2, nothing more than this power of 2. Okay, so now let me write the formal definition of quadratic equation here down here. Formal definition of quadratic equations. Okay, formal definition of quadratic equations. Okay, quadratic, sorry if my spelling is wrong, please forgive my mistake and go forward, move forward. Okay, so here is a in place of I. Quadratic. Okay, quadratic equation is this type of special type of equation. These are basically a special type of equations. Special type of equation. Type of equation in which in which in which what, this is the main thing. Now I am writing the very important aspect of these equations, in which the maximum power is, in which the maximum power, okay, in which the maximum power is maximum power of variable of any variable is 2. Of any variable is what, it is 2. Maximum power is of any variable is what, it is 2, is 2. So basically the 2 is very important. The word 2 is very important. For example, let me give you, now I'm writing the example for you, okay. Now I'm writing the examples, which is very important, okay. Okay, let me check my bandwidth here. Okay, okay, sorry. So dear students, let me write the examples. Examples, where is examples? Okay, example. For example, let me write here the quadratic equation. 2x square plus 3 is equals to 5. This is the quadratic equation. If someone asks you that why this is the quadratic equations, let me write here the quadratic equation. Quadratic. This is a quadratic equation, and it is very easy thing to notify this, okay? Because here we can easily see that here the variable is x. Here in this equation, what is the variable? Let me write it here again. I am writing it again for you people. 2x power 2, okay, plus 5. Sorry. Plus 3 is equals to 5, okay. This is our equation. But if someone asks you what is the type of this equation, basically this is the quadratic equation because the variable is x here and the power is 2. The maximum power is what? The maximum power of the variable is 2. That's why, that is the main reason. That's why we call it the quadratic equation. Okay, that's why we call it a quadratic equation. Okay, because the power is 2 here. Okay, now for example, let me write here another example for you. It is 3x square is equals to 2. What is this? This is also quadratic equation. Okay, very good. And now let me write here another equation for you. X square is equal to 1, quadratic equation. So these are all the quadratic equations. Okay, now let me write here one another equation. Okay, 3x square, sorry, I am trying to write it in a good way so the students will understand my writing. 3x square plus 4x plus 7 is equals to 0. What is this? This is also a quadratic equation, basically, no problem, but it is a trinomial because it contains three terms. Quadratic equation, I am writing a very important sentence now in a in red color. Okay, quadratic equation may contain one term, three term, or three term. Okay, let me write here. One term or two term or three terms. These things. Quadratic equation may contain may contain, okay, it's a very important line I am writing for you people. May contain one term, just one term, okay, two terms, or what, or sorry, it cannot contain the, basically, let me let me write here in clear form. It cannot contain one term. In any case, it cannot contain, there will be always two terms or three terms. I'm writing here, it can may contain two terms or three terms. What is mean by the two terms or what means by three terms? Okay, let me explain it to you now. Okay, I'm writing here for you people, no problem. Okay, so basically for two term means that there, for example, let's see to check this example. 2x square plus 3 is equal to 0. So this is the example of two terms. If someone have three terms, And what is meant by the three terms? Okay, three term mean that it is, for example, if you have the equation like this. Now it contain three terms, and we will call it the quadratic equation. So it don't be afraid of from the number of terms. It may have two terms, it may have three terms. Okay, so it's not a difficult deal for us. Okay, so now please just focus on the how to solve the quadratic equations. This was some little bit introduction about the quadratic equation. Now I am moving forward that how to solve a quadratic equation. This is the main thing. How to solve a quadratic. So let me write here solving of quadratic equation. Solving the quadratic equations. Okay, sorry. Solving, solving, solving the quadratic equations. Quadratic equations. Quadratic equations. So basically, there are two ways of solving quadratic equations. Equation. Okay. Sorry. Before this thing, I want to make you understand about one thing which is very important. And let me tell you one thing. Okay. Hmm. So before going to this solving of the quadratic equation, let me explain you to the general form of the quadratic equation. General form means it is a standard form, sorry, of quadratic equation, which is very important to learn about. Okay, quadratic equation, you can say a standard form, sorry, for general it is also a general standard form. Okay, I'm writing also here the word standard. It is a standard form which we will study. Okay, this is the main thing for us. Okay, dear students, standard form, let me write here standard, it is a standard. Okay, so the standard form of quadratic equation is very easy. Ax square plus bx plus c is equals to 0. If you find some quadratic equation in this form, then this will be the standard form. Okay, so this one I am asking from you that please give me the examples of some equations, quadratic equations, which are in standard form. If someone asks you to give the example of the quadratic equation to in a standard form, then you will say that 2x square. Just assume these things, these constant from yourself. I am asking again and again that please, if someone asks you to make an quadratic equation, you can make a quadratic equation from yourself. There are a lot of quadratic equations. There are a lot of numbers. You can choose any real number. You can choose any integer to make a quadratic equation. For example, this a, let me write here also. This is a very important sentence. A, B, and C are what? These are real numbers. These are any real number. So you can choose by your choice that, okay, you can choose by your choice any of the real number. Okay. Now, for example, if someone asks you that to make quadratic equation in a standard form, then you will say that 2x square. Just assume the b from yourself. Let I am taking the b is equal to 1. So x plus c also equal to 1. Okay. So is equal to 0. This is a quadratic equation in a standard form. Okay. Okay.
0.
Let me start the recording. Now tell me.
8x squared
Yes.
plus 9x plus 3 equals to 0.
Yes, very good. So, dear student, this is a very easy session. Basically, quadratic equation is a standard form. So, these are all the quadratic equation in a standard form. Let me write here another equation. 8x square plus 9 is equals to 3x. Now, dear student, tell me, is this equation standard or not?
It is not because we have to move 3x on the other side of the equation.
Yes, very good, exactly. So this is not the standard form, okay? Because we can see clearly, we can observe clearly that in standard form, the power of x just come just come immediately after the power of 2. This is the power of 2, and after the power of 2, the power of 1 must come. Okay, it cannot be there. Okay, it cannot be on this side. So in this equation, the power of 1 lies to the other side of the equation, which is not desirable to us. So we declare that this is not the standard form. This is not the standard form. Okay, very good. So now let's move to the another section, which is the solving the quadratic equations. Okay, how to solve a quadratic equation? There are basically two methods of solving a quadratic equation. Now let me rub this, and I will write the equation below. Sorry for that. Quadratic equations. Okay. So where is the blue pen? Okay. Quadratic equations. Quadratic is this one, and now let me write the equation here. Equations. Okay, very easy topic again. Now, dear student, please just observe me very carefully and listen me attentively, so you will understand the things. Okay, there are two ways. First way is the factorization, which is very interesting. Basically, factorization. So basically, I told you also in the previous chapters about the factorization. Factorization is basically, it is mean factorization is basically splitting something into its factor, splitting a numbers, splitting something. It can be number, it can be equation, something into its factors, into its factors. Okay. For example, if someone asks you that please factorize the 6, what will you do? If someone asks you to factorize the 6, you will do like that. Let me draw the line. If you someone asks you to factorize the 6, you will do that 2 cross 3. Okay. If someone asks you to factorize the 14, you will write the 2 cross 7. So what is this basically? 2 cross 3 is the factorization of 6. 2 cross 7 is the factorization of 14. So this is called the factorization. Nothing more than this. It's a very simple thing. In the same way, there is a factorization of the equations. Okay, equations. There is a factorization of the equations. I told you also before in the previous section. Factorization of equation is little bit different. Okay, factorization of equations, especially quadratic equations. Now we will do this by doing example. Okay, let me take the example for you, and we will learn this. Okay, example. Okay, so let me write the equation, quadratic equation for you. It's very easy equation: 2x square, okay, and 2x square plus 3x, okay, plus 1 is equals to 0. So this one, first of all, this is our quadratic equation in the standard form. Okay, first of all, I want to tell you one thing. I want to tell you one thing, which is in red pen. To apply the method of factorization, okay, to apply the method of factorization, the equation must be in the standard form. The equation must be in the, if it is not in standard form, so you cannot do the factorization. You first of all, please make the equation in the standard form. The equation must be in the standard form. The equation must be in the standard form. In the standard form. In the standard form. Okay. Okay. This is your thing. Okay. Now, dear students, please note my thing. This is a very important thing for now. Okay. Let me. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Now I am taking the equation, which is not in the standard form. Okay. So please, dear students, let me take the equation which is not in the standard form, and I am doing this like this one. 8, it is 8x plus 9. So it is not in the standard form now. Okay, so let me convert into standard form. First of all, convert this equation into convert this into standard form, standard into standard. Okay, how can we do this? We know it very we know this. First of all, let me make this above section in clear way so that the student will understand. Also, I am bringing it here. Okay, now it is clear. And now let me draw the red line also for this section. This is my red pen. Okay, okay, this is a very important point which is written in the red. Okay, always remember this, always remember this thing. The standard form is important, standard form is important. First of all, make the equation in the standard form, and I am doing this. So how can we convert this into standard form? Just bring the a text to the left hand side. Just bring the a text to the left hand side and 9 also to the left hand side. So there is plus with a text, yes. There is plus with 9, yes. So the sign will be changed. The sign will be changed, and this we will get this one. Now, dear student, please subtract the same from same and do addition or subtraction. Like for example, here is the x power 1, here is the x power 1. So here is x power 1, here is x power 1. So 8x, 3x minus 8x is what? It means that 3 minus 8 is what? It is minus 5. Okay, 3 minus 8 is what? It is minus 5, minus 5x. And 1 minus 9 is what? 1 minus 9 is minus 8 is equal to 0. So we got this equation. Okay, now how to do the factorization method for this? Now you will just multiply this 2 with the 8, it is 16. So I am writing here with the by doing by drawing a sideline. Okay, so 2 multiplied by 8 is 16. Okay. Now we have to make the factor of 16 to get the minus 5. How can we get the minus 5? By choosing the factor of 16 which is desirable to us. Okay. We want the two factor of the 16. Basically we want 2 factor of 16 which will multiply and give us the 16, and sorry, minus 16, it is minus 8, and it will be minus 16, which will be multiplied and give us minus 16, and which will be added or subtracted, it will give us the minus 5. So basically just split the 16 to 8 multiply 16 and 2 4. 2 divided by 4 is 8, and 2 divided by 2 2 4 divided by 2 is 2, and 2 divided by 2 is 1. Okay, so dear students, first of all we will make the these things, make the factors. Okay, now let me make the factor. So basically we are doing the factorization, and this is minus 16. We want the two factors which will give us the minus 16 when multiplied, and these factors will give us the minus 5 when added or subtracted. But when we saw this factorization of 16, this is 2 cross 2 cross 2. Okay, let me write it here. Okay, let me write here 2 cross 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2. So basically none of the pair is formed basically. Okay, none of any pair is formed, and so we are in trouble basically. Okay, here is minus 5, we got the minus 5 here, and we cannot make any pair from here, like it is 4 multiplied by 4, so it is not giving us the 5. It cannot give us the 5 in any way, like but it give us 16, it can give us 16, yes, exactly, right, obviously. But if we add 4 minus 4, it will give us 0. So none of any pair in this factorization can give us the minus 5, which we want. So what we can do in this condition, it's a very critical situation for us now. So this is a very important point I want to tell you. Okay, okay. So if you stuck up with this type of questions, then what will you do? I am telling the method. Okay, so dear student, if these equation, if you cannot solve this equation with the like factorization method, you will use the you will use the then use the what then use the quadratic formula. Then use the quadratic formula. Okay, this is uh, your way. So this question, I took it by for your understanding that these type of questions cannot be solved with the method of factorization. If you don't find the factor, please don't be worry about the factors, and don't like waste your time in the exam to find these factors. Okay, so it is not solvable with the factorization method. I am doing a possible question which can be solved with factorization method. So the question is basically it will be x square. Okay, okay, plus, okay, sorry, x square minus x, okay, plus 2 is equals to 0. So this is a very good question. Okay, sorry, it is minus 2 here, it is minus 2 here. So dear students, it is so solve this question. It is example number 2. Now, how can we do this? It is again a very easy question. First of all, I told you, please just multiply this number with the number which is present here. And if something is not present here, then it will be 1 by default. So, draw the side line here, and the condition will be like this. Okay, 1 multiplied by minus 2 is what? It is minus 2. Okay. Now, just this, it's a very easy. Basically, we want minus 1. It is minus 1 here, okay? So, if we if we took the minus 2x and minus 1x, sorry, plus 1x, we will get the minus x, basically minus 1x. And now, if you multiply minus 2 multiply by 1, it we will get the minus 2. So, we basically we got actually got our pairs. The pair is minus 2 and 1. The pair is minus 2 and 1, and I will write it here like this: minus 2 plus 1x, and minus 2 is equal to 0. After this, dear students, just take the common. X is common, yes, x minus 2, and here what is common? I think there is 1 is common. Okay, if nothing is common, then 1 will be common. So take the 1 common plus 1, and x minus 2 is equal to 0. One point which is very important for you people, always try to make both things same. X minus 2 is here and x minus 2 is here. These both things must be same. These both things must be same on the in both terms. Like here is the x minus 2, okay, and here is we got the x minus 2. So again, what is common in these both equation? The x minus 2 is common in these both terms. Again, x minus 2 is common, okay. So sorry for this Lupin, okay. And let me draw the line in a clear way. Okay, so in the next step, just take the common x minus 2. Okay, x minus 2 will be common, and it will be sorry, it will be move outside, and like this, x minus 2, it will be common, and x will be remained, and plus 1 will be remain here, is equals to 0. Now, dear student, it's a very critical point. Now what we will get the answer: x minus 2 and x plus 1 is the our answer. Now I want to tell you a very important thing. Basically, here is a multiplication. If nothing is there, then it will be multiplication between the matrix, between the brackets. Okay, it is basically dot, and dot means multiplication. What do you mean by the dot? Dot mean multiplication. So I want to tell you the crux behind this question. So basically, what is mean by this question? We basically factorized a quadratic equation. This was the quadratic equation: x square minus x plus 2. Okay, we factorized it, and we got at the end. What we get at the end? We get the this thing. Okay, this thing. So let me write it again. It means that x square minus x minus 2 is equals to x minus 2, x minus 1. Okay, so this is the main thing. I told you before that what is the factorization of 6? Factorization of 6 will be 2 into 3. So what is the factorization of this equation? The factorization of this equation will be x minus 2 and x minus 1. So basically just check the analogy. It is the analogy between numbers and equations. Okay, so I want to tell you this thing which is very important. So this is the method of factorization. The second method is the method of quadratic formula. Okay, the second thing is the method of quadratic formula. I want to tell you again. Method of quadratic formula. Quadratic formula method is very easy. Method of quadratic formula. It is the second method. I told you before that there are two methods. And what is for factorization? We covered the factorization, and now we are learning about the what quadratic formula. So don't be afraid of quadratic formula. If we have quadratic equation like this, okay, in the standard form, then the quadratic formula is the basically x is equal to plus sorry, x is equal to b square plus minus, sorry for that, let me wait students. So what is the quadratic formula? Please remember this quadratic formula, and it is x is equal to minus b plus minus b square minus 4ac under root b square, and this is under root b square minus 4ac, and this is whole divided by the, sorry, let me write it clear form. Okay, this is x here, x is equal to this thing, and now this is whole divided by the 4ac. Okay, under root divided by b square minus 4 is divided by 4ac, b square minus 4ac. Let me okay, the recording started. So dear students, okay, the divided by 2a, this is our quadratic formula. What is this? This is our quadratic formula, and now I am going to solve a question for you based on this formula. Now I am writing the question for you. XP number one. Number one, okay. So I will write the quadratic equation 3x square plus 2x, okay, plus 1 is equals to 0. This is the quadratic equations. Now, if we have standard equation ax square plus bx plus 1. Dear student, first of all, just compare this equation. Compare. Compare these both, this one and this one. So after comparing, we observe that here a is equal to 3, b is equals to 2, c is equals to 1. How can we compare? Sorry, it is a c here, it is c here in the standard form, it is c here in the standard form. So c is here, c is here, 2 is this one, b is this one, a is this one, 3 is this one. So this type of comparison, okay. Okay student, this is a very important point, please remember this one. Now let me move further. Okay, so if we get the a is equal to 3, b is equal to 2, c is equal to 1. So what is the difficult thing in this section? No, nothing is difficult here. We know the quadratic formula now. We know the quadratic formula. Just try the quadratic formula here and put these values. We know the quadratic formula. Yes, we know x is equal to minus b plus minus b square minus 4ac, huh? Okay, and it is whole divided by 2a. So just put the, okay, what will we do? Just put the values. Just put the values of what, of sorry, let me write here the values of a, b and c. So x is equal to, I am just putting the value. What is b here? Minus is same and b is 2. B is 2, and again under root b is 2, so 2 square minus 4. What is a? Let me check the a. A is 2, sorry, a is 3 basically, and c is 1. A is 3 and c is 1, okay, and the whole bracket will be this, and again a is 1, 2a, a is 1, okay. So just simplify this. X is equals to minus b will be same, minus 2 plus minus uh, so what is b square here? What is 2 square? 2 square is 4, and just multiply 4 with the 3. 4 multiplied with 3 is 12, and 12 multiplied by 1 is 12. Okay, so I will write the 4 minus 12. 4 minus 12. Okay, it is 4 minus 12. Okay, and below it will be what is it? 2 multiplied by 1 is 2 multiplied by 1 is it is basically 2. Okay, 2 multiplied by 1 is 2. Let me remove this one. It will be 2 here. Okay. Now, uh, now this is just simplify this again. Minus 2 will be remain same and plus minus same will be remain same. 4 minus 12 is what? 4 minus 12 will be minus 8 and the 2 will be this one. Okay. So dear students, this will be your answer basically, or if you this will be the answer for your course domain. The answer till this one is correct. You can also simplify this further. It is also we will do some little bit other simplification, but we will not do in this course. In this GED mathematics course, this answer is good enough. Now, if you want to like write in this form, like uh, write x1 is equal to minus 2 plus one with minus and one with plus. I am writing this with plus 1, and x2 will be minus 2 plus minus, sorry, under root minus 8 will be 2. So this is minus 8. So you can do these things like this one. Okay. So it will be your basically the roots. These are also called the roots of the equation. Okay. So this is the topic of today. So dear Atifa, can you tell me? So dear students, Atifa sent us the this question, and it's a very good question for the GD exams. Okay, the recording started. Let me check. Yes. Just to first of all focus on the question. What is the question written here? The question is basically 3x. Okay, yes, 3x minus 2 into x minus 1 is equal to 2 into x plus 1 minus x. So this equation is basically a quadratic equation. Okay, first of all decide this. Is this equation a quadratic or not? I am telling you that this equation is not the quadratic. And it is, how can we find this that is quadratic or not? It is very easy. Okay. First of all, student, please check the power of x. Okay. So here the power of x is 1, here the power of x is 1, here is the power of x is 1, here the power of x is 1. Okay. This is the very important point, and I am telling you the very important trick to solve the equation. So basically, first of all, read the question. There are solution. There are how many solutions? How many solutions? Okay, how many solutions? How many solutions? Okay, this is the question. So in first of all, move back to the quadratic equations. So this was the quadratic equations. We saw the two examples. This is the quadratic equation I saw the earlier. Okay. So what is the maximum power here? The maximum power is 2 here. So what will be the number of solutions? The number of solution is basically 2. Yes. Yes, there is the two solutions. This is x, which is minus 2 plus minus. The plus minus means there are two solutions, one with plus and another with the minus. Okay, this is the main thing behind this. And now let's move to the previous example, which we saw this one. Okay, this is the example, and this is also quadratic equation, which is x square minus x minus 2. This is the quadratic equations. And now, what do you think? How many solutions will be there? There will also are two solutions. How can it be possible? Let me tell you. Basically, this is the solution. Yes, this is the solution. Answer. This is the factorization. This is the solution. So if someone asks you that how many solution it is possible, basically there are two solutions. And how we find that? Basically, let me tell you. No problem. Where is it? Okay, this is the question. So there are two solutions. One will come from x minus 2 and one will come from x minus 1. This is called the solution of the quadratic equation. Okay, let me talk about this again. So, if someone asks you about the equation of any quadratic equation in the world, for example, this is the quadratic equations. Okay, this is a quadratic equation. Okay, is equal to 0. Now, this will tell me how many solution will it have. Here is the power of 2. The maximum power of 2 is present here. So if you solve them after solving, if you solve them by factorization, there are solving, how many methods are there? Two methods are there. One is quadratic equations, one is quadratic, sorry, one is a quadratic formula, one is quadratic formula, and another one is the factorization. And another one is the factorization. So if we anyone, it's your choice method. To do this you will get the two solutions. Okay, we will also do this question again. Let me solve this question for you. So I am doing this by factorization. Okay, this is one here. Okay, 1 multiplied by 1 is 1, and the factor will be like this: x plus x square plus x plus 1 is equal to 0. And I will take the common of x. Yes, common x plus 1 will be here, and take the 1 from common here. X plus 1 will be here is equals to 0. So I will get the x plus 1 here is equals to 0. So dear students, it is a very again good question. Now tell me, let me check the question here. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, basically and generally, in this is a very a specific type of question in which we have the x is equal to minus 1, x is equal to minus 1. The solution is 2. There are two solutions for this. Okay, every quadratic equation, let me write here with the red pen. There are two solutions. Every quadratic equation has, because one come from this one and one come from this one. Okay, every quadratic equation, every quadratic equation has what? Has two solutions. Has two solutions. For example, let me move back to this question, and I will again tell you again. Move back to this question. Okay. So, dear Atifa, please note this question. So, this was the solution or not? This was the factorization. Okay. So, if someone asks you that what will be the solution one will be 2, because the minus 2 will move to the another side, and solution 2 will be the minus 1. So basically this there will be two solution. Every quadratic equation has two solution, and every linear equation has one solution. So what is this equation? Is this linear equation or quadratic equation?
It's not a quadratic
So
equation
is this
because it
linear?
doesn't have the
Is
power of
this
2.
linear or not?
Uh, I guess. Mm,
Hmm. So basically it's a very
so
easy to
if it
decide.
has one, mm,
It is the
if
power
it
of
has
1.
one
So
solution,
yes,
it will
power
be
of 1. So it will
linear.
it will be the linear. Okay, or not?
All right.
Yes, it's the power
Okay.
of 1 here, so it will be linear. Just say that this is the linear equation. So every linear equation will have one solution. So this will be your answer. Okay. And now for this question, this is the second question you give us. So this is again very good quadratic equations. Okay, this is the quadratic equation 2x square minus 7x plus 4. And this is the basically solutions given to us. And this can be done by the quadratic formula. Now just write the 2x square minus what? Minus 7x plus 4. Okay, I am writing this question again, and I am just solving this by quadratic formula. Here a is 2, b is equals to minus 7, and 4 is equal to, sorry, c is equal to 4. So just apply the quadratic formula, and we know the quadratic formula. Quadratic formula is minus b plus minus, what it is this, plus minus, sorry, wait, student, let me pick a card. We know the quadratic formula. This is the quadratic formula, minus divided by 2a. So just put the values here. Just put the values here. Put the values here in this equation. In this equation, okay. Here. So how can we put the value? What is b? Minus sign will be remain same, and b is minus 7. We know that b is minus 7 plus minus b again is minus 7, so minus 7 square will be there, and minus 4 is c. What is a? A is 2 and c is 4. A is 2 and c is 4, yes. And 2a will be, a is 4 again. Sorry, a is 2. Sorry for that. A is 2. 2a is okay, a is 2 here. Okay, now just simplify this x is equals to, it will be plus 7, minus multiplied by minus will be plus, and minus 7 square will be 49, plus 49. Okay, minus, okay, now 4 multiplied by 2 is 8, and 8 multiplied by 4 is 64. Okay, okay, now the students, 2 multiplied by 2 is 4 again. And now it's a very good situation for us now. Now just dear students, 49 minus 64 is what? I don't know because I don't know about it, so I will do it in this side for rough side. Okay, 64 minus 49 is what? 4 minus 9 is not, so I will carry from there. It will be 5 and it will be 14. Okay, 14 minus 9 is what? It will be 5 and 5 minus 4 is what? It is 1. So I will get the minus 15 here and 4 will be below here. So the condition is, let me check the options. Okay, the option is the okay, I think. Sorry, student, we make a mistake in this question. It is basically 24 here. I was wrong. Okay, let me rub this one. Okay, this don't rub. And how it 24? Basically, 4 multiplied by 2 is what? It is 8. And 8 multiplied by 4 is what? 4. 8 multiplied by 4 is 8 multiplied by 4 is 32. 8 multiplied by 4 is 32. So it is 32 here. Sorry. It is 32. So just minus the 32 from 49. So we will get the 7 here and 4 minus 3 is 17. So we will get the 17 here plus 17. Sorry, it is not minus 17. We will get the 17. So what will be your answer? This will be your solution. Okay, this will be your solution and we will just take this one. Okay, this will be your answer. Okay, so did you understand Latifa or not?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, good. Now, if dear Latifa, can you please tell me how many solutions are there?
There are two solutions
Yes, very
because we
good.
have positive
Because we
and
have the
negative.
quadratic equation and it must have two
Yeah.
solutions. So how can we it have two solutions? We will just write separately in plus form and separately in minus form. So it will be our like two solutions. X1 is equal to that and x2 is equal to 7 minus 17 divided by 4. So this will be our like two solution and we can safely say that this is the quadratic equation and it has two solutions. What is the two solution? One is x2 and one is the x1. Okay, so this was it. So Atifa, do you understand these type of questions and equations or not?
Yes, teacher, I do.
Okay. Now you send me one another question. Let me copy this question and I will tell you again. Uh, okay. So the students, there is another question Atifa sent to us. And now we are going to solve this question. First of all, I will draw the line. The question is ended. Sorry, then let me draw the line with the blue pen. This is a blue pen. Okay. And this is a blue pen. Okay. Now this is a very simple question. Atifa sent us. Okay. The question is basically solve ax plus by is equal to c. First of all, let's analyze what is the type of equation there. Ax plus by plus is equal to c. Now this one tell me, is this equation quadratic or not? First of all, tell me, is it quadratic?
It is not quadratic
Why?
because it doesn't have the power of 2.
Yes, very good. You will say that it does not have the maximum power of 2. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, because if you have the power of 3 also and power of 2 also, then again you will not say that you cannot declare that it is quadratic because it is the power of 3 also. Okay.
All right.
Quadratic, not quadratic equation. Okay, so first of all, this is not quadratic equation and it is very good question. Now ax plus by is equal to c and we have to solve for c. Now it is a very simple, very simple. Just do the simplification. Just do simplification for y. Okay, and we do some mathematical operation here. First of all, we want this to separate in separated form. Now what will we do? Basically, we will shift the ax to this side. Okay, to get the by in free state. I want the by in free state. Okay, now let me move to the question again. I want to show you one thing. So dear student, first of all, the option is given to us: y is equal to that, y is equal to that, y is equal to that, y is equal to that. It means that we want the y, we want the value of y in separate form. So I am just doing the separating the y, shifting the ax to the right hand side, and its sign will be changes will be changed. Now what will be the thing? Just divide the b on both side. Divide b on both side. Sorry, divide b on both side. On both sides. So it is again very easy question. So by divided by b, okay, is equals to c minus ax divided by b. B will be cancelled out and we will get the y is equals to c minus ax divided by b. This will be our answer. And now we will just come check the for the correct option in the above question. Okay, so what is this? This one is the answer. Okay, so do you understand, Atifa, or not?
Yes, I get it.
Okay, okay, Tifa, please tell the other students also, and this is for you also. Please, students, just do the practice in your home and also try the different questions for the GD exam for your preparations. Okay, and if you find something difficult, then please you can directly message me, and I will explain this question for you. Okay, but please it is must for you to understand to make the practice in your home and do the practice with your hand. The handwritten practice is very important for you people, and solve the different questions from the GT books. Okay, um, and if you find and if you cannot solve any questions, and if you could find any question difficult, then do me direct message. Okay.